So actually there are three festivals which are celebrated, one after the other. One is today, then there's Diwali tomorrow, and then after that is a festival called Bhai Dooj. So these are all very significant for different reasons. So why do you think Dhanteras is significant? What is the significance of what happened today? What is the event celebrated today? So this is one of the biggest festivals in India, but most Hindus don't know anything about it or why it is celebrated. So the reason for the celebration of Dhanteras is that today is the appearance day of Lord Dhanvantari. Who is Dhanvantari? Dhanvantari is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, of Shrimanarayana. So when the demons and gods were doing the churning of the ocean, several things came out of the ocean. They were doing the churning of the ocean for the particular reason of obtaining Amrit, which would secure their immortality and get them back the place that they had lost, get them back the power that they'd lost. So the journey that they were on was firstly to convince the demons that they'll have the fair share of the Amrit as well, because there has to be a buy-in. They have to believe that they're also going to get something. So then the churning of the ocean started, and the Lord took several forms during this time. So he took the form of he donated the snake upon which he lies, Adishash, to be the rope, and then Mount Meru was used as the churning rod. And as they were churning, the Mount Meru kept sinking into the water, so nothing, into the ocean of milk, so nothing could happen. So then in his kindness, in his mercy, the Lord took the form of Kurma to secure Mount Meru so that the churning could take place properly. So the stage is set for the journey. Everything is there that is required. So Sriman Narayana gave himself in so many ways. He gave his advice, because the demigods Indra and company went to ask for his advice. What shall we do? And so he said, you have to do like this, and like this. So now they are performing the task to obtain the result that they want. And as a result of this, several disasters also happened. The first is the disaster of Halahala. So as they were churning the ocean of milk, poison came out of the 1,000 mouths of Vasuki, of the serpent, and it threatened to destroy the creation. So Lord Shiva consumed the poison and kept it at his throat. Then the churning of the ocean continued, and as they were churning, several things came out of the ocean. So the first horse is said to have come out. Kamadhenu came. Several, the wish-fulfilling tree also came. Many things came out of the churning of the ocean. So the objective was to obtain Amrit. One of the last things to happen in the churning of the ocean was the appearance of Mahalakshmi. So as the ocean was being churned, she came out. I can be corrected, but she was the last gift to appear before Dhanvantari appeared. And so it is said that the person that wanted to have her was Indra. He put his eyes on her, but she didn't belong to him. So she was given to Mahavishnu, to Srimanarayana as wife. Side story. The Chota Deepavali is celebrated. Why the lights are placed is there was a very famous king called King Hima, and he's, according to the astrology of his son, the son must die on the third or the fourth day after the wedding. He has to die by snake bite. So this information, can you imagine a girl should marry her husband and then in the knowledge that he will die in 4 days' time? So the wife was really smart. Of course, she doesn't want to be a widow. So what she did that was really amazing is she took all the wealth that she possessed and she put it in the front entrance of their home. And then all around she put lamps. And then she went to where her husband was and she kept him awake all night by singing songs and telling stories to him to keep him awake. And at the appointed time when he was supposed to be bitten by a snake, Lord Yama took the form, the Lord of Death, took the form of a snake and came towards their house. But he was so mesmerized by the gold reflecting the light of the lamps that instead of killing her husband, he ascended the mound of gold and silver and gems, and he fell asleep on top of it. So the time for his death came and it went. So he was not able to claim the life. So to commemorate this today in the small Deepavali, all over India, especially in North India, this celebration is kept. Like that, everybody is placing lamps, but very few people are knowing why they are doing it. So this is lasting from the 12th to the 13th. It finishes today. Then from the 13th to the 14th is Deepavali. Also in this Dhanteras, what is done usually is the Lakshmi Puja is done. Since she preceded Dhanvantari in appearance, so the puja is done to appease her, and usually for about a month before Dhanteras, the living space, the place you live in, is cleaned. You do a huge spring cleaning, it's called in English. So you clean everything, you dust, you do everything to purify the space. And especially you don't keep those shoes at the entrance. Especially you don't keep shoes at the entrance of the house during this time. Because this is where the Mahalakshmi will enter. So at none of the entrances do you keep, and you light the way with lamps, so it attracts her. It is also the best day to buy and sell gold. On this day you should never borrow or lend money, because in borrowing money, the Lakshmi of that person comes to you, and in borrowing it, it comes to you. In lending it, it goes to them. So it is a good time to buy gold. It's a good time to buy jewelry. It's a good time to all of these things, but not a good time to borrow and lend. What else is there about Dhanteras? So in the spiritual sense, for people who are on the spiritual path, Dhanteras is important because it is yet another chance to focus on your sadhana. So it asks for you to see what are the negative qualities that you are currently possessing, and you'll see that this coincides with the end of the harvest season. It coincides with the beginning of the cold time. It coincides also with people getting sick. Usually people get more sick during the winter time, because you are confined to your inside space and you are more likely to be together with other people inside. So communicable diseases happen more frequently. And in their wisdom, the rishis understood, and so they started the habit of cleaning before this time, because hygiene is one of the most important factors to decrease disease. So in this way it makes sense logically. But what does it mean for us spiritually? So Mahalakshmi is the energy that assists us in progressing towards the goal of self and God realization. So you know this from Atma Kriya Yoga, that she is the one who is assisting you literally by imparting herself, so that you can walk the journey that she represents back to the feet of Sriman Narayana. So all the synonyms for that are such that you begin to see, okay, what qualities do I have that I can get rid of? What and where can I spring clean myself? Then Lord Yama is worshipped also at this time due to the story of King Hima's son. So it's also a time to take literally stock of your life and to begin by expressing gratitude and seeking forgiveness. So it is a time for new beginnings, to re-establish the importance of your sadhana, to work out a clear program for yourself. What are the things that you need to do? How do you need to do them? And to reaffirm that. So this is the time to do that. And every chance is a second chance. So you may not be doing what it is that you can do, or all it is that you can do. Guruji is always giving chances, but we are not necessarily using those chances. So Guru Purnima is another time, Janmashtami is another time. All the festivals are a time for you who are on the spiritual journey to see what is your part. There is an outside manifestation which reminds you of something internally. And now you see it's like the cinematography of this churning of the ocean. You know the internal synonyms, the qualities negative inside you and positive inside you. They are fighting for immortality. They are fighting for permanence. And you are using, Mount Meru is your body. This ocean of milk is your subconscious mind, your mind. The action of doing is you efforting, making the effort. And if you are not grounded, if you are not set in the path, that means if you are not dependent on the Lord, if your foundation is not Him, then again and again, the Mount Meru, you will sink, and the purpose will not be reached. So if Mount Meru sinks as the ocean is being churned, nothing can come out. So same as you. You have to see the logic of it. What is the destination you wish to reach? What is the method that you are going to reach by? What is the obstacles that stand in the way? And each of these, like that, your spiritual journey must become apparent to you. Mahalakshmi must appear. Today is also National Ayurvedic Day in India, since Dhanteras is appearance of Lord Dhanvantari. And that's the information about Dhanteras. And I wish you the auspicious time, and that you take cognizance of yet another opportunity given to you to deepen your walk. The danger is so apparent and everywhere, all around us. Now more than ever, you can see how valuable is your health, how valuable is your body. And you can begin to think, what shall I use it for? What will I entertain with this body and this mind? Because whatever you give your time to, that's what comes. What becomes manifest in your life.